Tomorrow is the first anniversary of the general election, when dominance in our region helped Labour into power. But it's been far from plain sailing for them.
Here's our political correspondent Tom Sheldrick with what happened last summer and what happened since.
Over the next few weeks, I will fight for every vote.
Rishi Sunak started the campaign in the rain. Party leaders came to our region for rallies and photo opportunities.
People might think it's a bit similar.
14 years of Conservative government came to an end, with Keir Starmer taking over. But a year on, many voters don't feel things are better. Opinion polls suggest Labour's celebrations last summer are unlikely to be repeated for a while. Redcar switched from the Tories to Labour at the general election, but is now in Reform UK's sights. We asked people at this town centre cafe what they make of the government's performance.
Well, I certainly won't vote Labour again. Certainly not.
Why is that?
Because I don't like the way they go on. They look after themselves, but they forget about the people who put them in power.
What is it you like about Reform?
Well, I think they're more down to earth. He's more like us, isn't he?
Can I ask who you voted for last summer?
Labour.
And would you vote for them again?
I've got to give them time. I mean, people have jumped on the bandwagon and saying they're a disaster and all the rest of it, but they've only been in power for 6 or 7 months. So
A year?
A year, yes. I told you it's come fast.
Here's a reminder of just how much of the North East and North Yorkshire the Conservatives held before the general election, and how much things changed as our region played its part in Labour entering Downing Street. So Keir Starmer walked in there last July with a stonking parliamentary majority behind him. But any honeymoon period is also now well behind him. After making U-turns on winter fuel payments and now on welfare reforms, the Prime Minister and his government have been dramatically weakened already. But this local Labour MP insists things are heading in the right direction.
I think it's right that the government listens and reflects on where it can do things, where it can improve its approach. But, you know, in a year, we've delivered 4 million more NHS appointments. We've set up free breakfast clubs in primary schools. There's expansion of free school meals, NHS waiting lists coming down, £50 million investment in the North East automotive industry, and I could go on.
The government have also cancelled plans to upgrade the A1 in Northumberland, but announced an extension to the Tyne and Wear metro. And it seems their main political threat coming down the track is from reform. A big recent YouGov poll projects that Nigel Farage's party would win 22 of the region's 36 seats if a general election was held now.
I think that could be a very conservative figure. With how we're looking at the moment, the red wall is very, very prime for the taking for the Reform Party. The voters around here have tried the Tories, they didn't get anywhere with them. They've had Labour for many decades, taking their votes for granted.
As for the Conservatives, this former Cabinet Minister lost her Northumberland seat last July and is preaching patience.
I think as we, get back on our feet, set forward our, forward look for the next 10 and 20 years, as the party gets back together, we will, as ever, be the party which is the sensible party. I always say, there's mum and dad, and that's the Conservative Party usually. So we need to rebuild and get to that point and rebuild that confidence.
Time is probably on the Prime Minister's side too. Last summer's scenes may feel like a distant memory, and this stumble yesterday may sum up how it's gone for his government so far. But the next general election is due to be 4 years away, so he does have a chance to turn things around. Tom Sheldrick, ITV News in Redcar.